Hello there and welcome to my guide for League. Since it's an Iron Man mode, we do not have access to the current exchange. Instead, we have access to all the important shop runs, and I'll be going over the most important ones that will quickly be able to boost your account from getting food to PVM right off the bat to getting skilling materials to train your skills. Make your way to the Tree Gnome Stronghold. We'll be climbing up the ladder to be on the second floor. From here, we will want to go west, and you should see a little gnome waiter. You can tell because he is bald. So right click trade him, and you want to buy all the food that costs us 450 coins. This heals the maximum amount of health, 1500 at level 60 hit points. And more importantly, there is a bank just a little bit to the south, so you're able to quickly get the food and then bank it to grow your supply. The other one for combo food will be trading Alphonse the waiter, who's dressed pretty fancy, and he's found at the Brimhaven pub right next to the agility course. He will sell you lobsters, swordfish, and cooked karwambas. These are a combo eat food, so you could eat those with a swordfish at the same tick. For your melee weapons, this is easily able to get by heading to the quartermaster, who is found at Camp Tyrus, which your players are able to go to the charter ship at Port Sarum, and then all you want to do is speak to this NPC. It has a little bit of a dialogue, but you hit option 1. This is for your tier 1 all the way to tier 60 melee weapons. For your magic weapons, we'll be heading to the Varrock Square, and we'll be trading Zav. He does sell a Staff of Air, but what you want to focus on will be pretty much the Spider Wand and Orb, along with the Bat Wing Orb and Wand. These are tier 30 and 20. Now, if you go a little bit east, there is also a range shop is owned by Lau. He gives you some good ammo, but more importantly, he does sell mithril and adamant arrows, along with short bows up until tier 40. Then you want to complete the Dragon Slayer quest. Go to the second floor of the Champions Guild found south of Varrock to get the tier 50 magic weapons. You can easily buy them for 20,000 coins, and this will be the Mystic Wand and the Mystic Orb. As for the range weapons, you will need to right click this NPC, and she will sell the tier 50 armor, and more importantly, the tier 50 magic shortbow. Now, as for agility, the only sellable item will be by going to the wilderness and trading the Mage of Zamrock, so that you're then able to get a demonic skull, which does opt you into PVM, and then you want to do the wilderness agility course for the best XP rates per hour. In fact, it's even better than Anachronia, since Anachronia requires a lot of attention. For low level cooking, you want to go Port Sarum Lodestone, trade the fishing shop, and he is the only one that sells raw sardines at a whopping 10 coins. And luckily there is trees nearby, so you're able to chop them down, and then you're able to cook right away. Another cooking shop, which does require the Taiwan Trail quest, that does take about 26 minutes. Players will want to come here, which is south of Brimhaven on Karamja, and you're able to enter the West Room. This NPC will sell raw karwambas. And lastly, players want to buy milk from the milk seller. Get a full inventory. We'll be going south into the farm, into the churning wheel, to make them into the wheels. However, this does require 71 farming, as you want to have 1 elder cow in each lard pen. For construction, players want to make their way to the Fort Foundry, trade bill, and here you're able to buy logs, planks, and limestone bricks, including the bolt of cloth and a lot of low-level nails, so that you're able to make those hidey holes for future clues. Players will then want to start and complete the Dimensions of Disaster quest. Don't worry, it takes about 2 minutes and you'll need 1 coin. Then you just want to go to southwest to the NPC for the crafting shop, buy every soft leather you can, and then you sell the items back once you make them into leather helm, coif, chaps. And then once you're 25 crafting, you want to trade this NPC, and we'll be buying the uncut gems. However, some players, I have noticed, they right click, but instead if you just click on it, there is a buy option. You can simply spam click it, and then you're able to cut the gems. And if you have the production master, I believe it's tier 6 relic, you're able to cut them instantly, sell them to the general store, and then this is the best way to actually get your crafting level up. If players do not like that click-intensive crafting method, you are actually able to complete the soul searching quest, and then you're able to do the gates of Elenis, and you want to start. Then you can AFK on the Moonstone for 1 minute and 48 seconds, and the best part is this scales depending on your crafting level, so you will always get some nice experience. For farming, players want to go to the Prithinius area, trade Conan, who is directly east of the lodestone, and here you're able to buy oak, willow, maple saplings, including all the way up into the fruit trees for the pine apple. And then of course he also does sell the newbie allotment patches like potato, onion, and cabbage. Firemaking is another quick one, and this is by going to Dimensions of Disaster, trading the same NPC for crafting. However, you'll notice he does sell logs, oak logs, willow, and teak. Keep an eye on that. You want to do a lot of crafting first to then get the zone marks, to then supply yourself for money to get on the log, since you'll be burning it away. The best way for fletching is actually by picking the production master tier relic. Then you're able to trade this NPC, but keep an eye on, you will need 40 range to buy the arrow shafts at the ranging guild. Go to any fishing shop, buy the feathers, and go to Catherby. This NPC sells arrow tips. Now, I do not actually suggest players to buy the adamant and rune, simply because he only sells 10 and 15. Instead, you want to buy either steel or mithril arrows. For Herblore, this is going to cost a lot of money up front, and then you're able to buy your full potions pre-made at the Liberation of Mazcab, and this pretty much includes the full superset along with super restore potions. This is very expensive, so you need to have a lot of money up front, and then you're able to decant them at any NPC to get the 3 dose to then make into overloads, and then you want to go to the shop, buy the 4 dose again to make the Elder Overload salves. For the pickaxes, if you do not choose the Excavator tier 1 relic power, instead you want to go under the Dwarven Mine, and you want to trade this NPC. He sells from bronze all the way up to the rune pickaxe. For Necromancy, the only shop will be Lupe and City of although keep in mind, she does sell buckets of slime. However, players will need to have completed the hard City of task set. Otherwise, you're able to get a bulk amount of weak necroplasm for rituals, basic ink, and the ritual candles. Once players are 75 prayer, you want to go to the Heaven area found in Prithinius. Trade this Heaven Monk. Here you're able to buy the cleansing crystals, and then you want to spam click cleanse the corrupted Syrian stone so that you're able to get the maximum amount of prayer experience. For runecrafting, the only real option you have is by going to the top of the wizard's tower and going down 1 floor. And then before all this, you want to complete the rune memories quest. Then you want to go south and we'll be opening this rune chest. This does scale depending on your runecrafting level, so every time you get a level up or every 5 levels, you want to keep looting this chest. This can give you a maximum of 31,000 pure essence. And lastly, for smithing, this one's not really a shop in a sense, but you want to focus on getting 100 respect so that you're able to buy the Luminite injector. And then boom, you have gotten, I believe it's 100 or 80 league points, and then that's it pretty much for the shop. Although I will say smithing is extremely fast, because if you do 1 burial set from 60, it'll get you all the way to 70. And then if you do the tier 70 burial set, you'll get up to tier 80 smithing. So it's extremely quick. And with that, thank you all so much for watching this guide. Although I know it was quite lengthy, it's just that there is so many important shops for pretty much every single skill. And then I really did wish there was some agility shop, although yes, the Brimhaven does count, but you don't actually have unlimited tickets, and sadly this leagues did not give you 4 times 6 times 12 tickets like the previous ones on OSRS leagues, where that was extremely fun. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.